Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're stepping into a really murky story, full of shadows, secrets, and a pretty shocking fall from grace.
That's right. And our only guide through this is, well, it's quite unusual. It's a single document, a confidential report.
Yeah, from this anonymous private detective
Yeah.
calls themselves the Watcher.
Exactly. And they paint this picture, this quiet coastal town, but underneath,
Yeah.
there's this hidden investigation going on. It's all about the unraveling of this man who used to be, like, central to everything there.
So our job today, our deep dive, is to really dig into the Watcher's account. Try to pull out the key truths,
See what's really going on beneath the surface.
You want to unpack all the layers. I mean, how does someone go from being a community pillar, a real saint figure, to, well, to something much darker?
And there's this other angle too, right? How grief, when it's ignored, can curdle into something else, and maybe even how a whole community can sort of play a part in that downfall.
Yeah, complicity. It's a heavy theme. Okay, let's get into it. The Watcher first.
Right, so this detective insists on anonymity. They call themselves a shadow among shadows.
Which sounds dramatic, but they make it clear it's serious. For their own safety.
Absolutely. The Watcher actually writes, those I pursue have eyes everywhere, and their influence grows like a tide swallowing the shore.
Wow, that really paints a picture, doesn't it? That's a pretty ominous tone right from the start. Makes you think this isn't just small town stuff.
No, it definitely hints at something bigger, more powerful. And the person they're investigating, he was apparently once revered in this coastal town.
So not just some random person. Someone important.
Very. And the Watcher makes a point of saying this report isn't just about, like, solving a crime. It's shared to, quote, shed light on a darkness that threatens to consume more than one's soul.
So it's a warning. A cautionary tale.
Well, that's the framing.
Okay, so before this darkness, who's this guy? The Watcher gives us some detail, right?
Oh, yeah. A carpenter. Someone who literally built things, built the town in a way. A pillar of this community. Built houses that defied storms, apparently.
And they called him a saint. That's quite a label.
It is, but the Watcher clarifies it wasn't about religion, not piety.
Okay, so why then?
It was his actions, quote, for his deeds feeding the hungry, mending broken roofs without a coin in return. Just pure generosity, it sounds like.
And his whole vibe was different back then.
Completely. His smile was a beacon, his heart a hearth. Really warm imagery. You get a sense of someone genuinely good.
But there's always a but, isn't there?
Yeah.
Underneath all that.
There was this hidden pain. His wife died years before, and the Watcher says it left a wound no one saw bleeding.
Oof,
Yeah.
it's heavy. And the town, they mourned with him, but they didn't see the deeper impact.
Apparently not. The Watcher points this out as a kind of failure. They missed the rot setting in. It makes you think, how easy it is to overlook someone's internal struggle, even when you think you're supporting them.
Yeah. And that hidden pain, that vulnerability, it sets the stage for what comes next.
Exactly. The Watcher identifies a clear turning point, the arrival of a merchant, a snake in fine clothes.
Ah, the tempter arrives. Classic.
Pretty much. And this merchant apparently mocked the man's honor and dangled wealth in his face.
Testing his principles. And then there was this fire.
Yeah, a warehouse fire. Not just any fire, though. It revealed secrets, untaxed goods, a fortune in shadows. Basically, illegal operations.
So the carpenter finds out. He's got a choice. Expose the merchant. Do the saintly thing.
But he doesn't. The Watcher's very clear on this. Instead of exposing the crime, he took a cut.
Whoa. Okay. That's the moment then.
That seems to be the first big step down, and the psychology is fascinating. He apparently told himself it was for the poor.
A justification? Makes sense. Makes it easier to live with.
Right. But the Watcher claims they saw the books, the ledgers, and the truth. The poor got crumbs, his pockets grew heavy.
So the justification was just a lie, he told himself. That's where the slide really began.
It seems so, that first compromise. And according to the Watcher, the descent after that was fast. Alarmingly fast.
What kind of things?
It escalated quickly, from taking a cut to bribes, threats, a framed dock worker sent to ruin.
Framing someone. Okay, that's a huge leap from mending roofs for free.
Huge. A complete transformation. And now, the man they called a saint. People whisper his name.
Boss.
Boss. Not saint. And it said with fear.
Yeah, the report says the title is dripping with fear. He operates apparently in the open, yet untouchable.
Untouchable, wow. And that old kindness.
Just a mask for paranoia, according to the Watcher.
Yeah.
Which kind of makes sense, right? If you're doing shady things, you're probably always looking over your shoulder.
Definitely. And how is the Watcher even tracking this guy if he's so untouchable?
It sounds like classic detective work, almost out of a movie. Dockside whispers and coded night slipped under my door.
Seriously, coded notes.
That's what the report says. It suggests this boss has a network, eyes and ears everywhere, making the Watcher's job incredibly risky.
No kidding. It feels like the walls could be closing in on the detective, too. It does, but then there's this. This discovery the Watcher made recently. It just adds another layer. Found something on the shore.
Okay, what was it?
A locket. Half buried in sand, its chains snap as if torn and raying.
In rage. Interesting detail. What was inside?
A faded portrait of a woman, his wife, I presume?
His wife? The one who died. Wow.
The Watcher sees it as significant, a clue to his unraveling, a relic of the man he was. It's more than just lost property, it feels symbolic.
Yeah, like maybe a piece of that old self is still in there, fighting. Or maybe it's the source of the rage that snapped the chain.
Could be either or both. It's really evocative, that lingering connection to his past, to the grief maybe, but then it gets even stranger.
How so?
There was a note, pinned under the locket.
A note. Left there intentionally. Who wrote it?
Well, that's the chilling part. It was scrawled in jagged ink, and the message, it's directed at the Watcher.
Get out. What did it say?
It reads, and the grammar's a bit strange, maybe deliberately so. If you sleeping in the night, probably you think, how can catch me and who I am? Mr. Detective, their details may help you.
Okay, that's creepy. Direct. And the odd phrasing, like you said, maybe it's a clue in itself, or just someone agitated.
Hard to say. But the implication is clear. The Watcher says, the words chill me, not for their taunt, but for what they imply. Someone or something knows I'm watching.
Whoa, so the tables have turned. The Watcher is now being watched.
Exactly. It completely changes the game. Who left it? Was it the boss himself? One of his people?
Yeah.
Or someone else entirely? It raises so many questions.
Yeah, it puts the Watcher in even more danger. You can feel the urgency building in the report.
Definitely. They say they cannot reveal more without risking exposure. They mention the merchant's allies are closing in, and crucially, that the boss himself is no fool. He senses pursuit.
So the detective feels trapped, cornered almost.
Very much so. And it's from this tight spot that the Watcher delivers their final, really powerful message. It's not just about the case anymore.
What do they say?
That the man's fall is not just his own, it's a warning. A warning for all of us, potentially.
A warning about what?
About how goodness can turn to greed when pain is left to rot. And here's the kicker. And this town is complicit for ignoring his scars.
Wow. So it comes back to the community's role. Their failure to see, or maybe to act on, his pain? That's a heavy accusation.
It really is. It forces you, the listener, to think about that dynamic. How often does that happen? Where collective silence or looking away allows something bad to fester and grow?
Yeah, it's unsettling. And how does the report actually end? Does the Watcher just disappear?
Almost. It ends with this very cryptic plea for help, but not direct help.
Okay.
They say, if you seek to aid me, leave a sign at the old pier 3 stones in a triangle. No more, no less.
3 stones in a triangle. Very specific, like spycraft.
Totally. And then they add, do not search for me. I am the Watcher and I will find you.
Chilling. What an ending. Leaves you hanging, wondering what happens next. Will someone leave the sign? Will the Watcher survive?
Exactly. High stakes and so many unanswered questions about everyone involved. The boss, the Watcher, the town itself.
So let's just recap for a moment. We followed this incredible story, all from this one anonymous source. From this community saint.
To the feared boss, ruling through shadows. A journey apparently driven by that buried grief, and then fueled by greed.
And it really makes you think, doesn't it? About how fragile goodness can be, maybe. How tempting power is.
And about that community aspect again, how just not paying attention, not seeing someone's pain can have these huge unforeseen consequences. It's a sobering thought about collective responsibility, maybe.
Definitely. So the final thought we want to leave you with is this. If someone revered as a saint could fall this far because of grief, because of temptation.
What does that suggest about the hidden weaknesses, the cracks in foundations we think are solid, whether that's a person or a whole community?
Maybe the bigger question is, how can we get better at seeing that rot setting in, as the Watcher put it? How do we respond before it's too late, before it consumes everything?
Something to think about. A lot to unpack there.
Indeed. That's all the time we have for this deep dive. Join us next time.